ready for our second week of playoff action. Of course, a week ago we were at Northside to see the Vikings defeat Stewart's Draft, and this week it's back here at Willis White Field, Salem Stadium, between the Salem Spartans and the Bengals of Bassett as they get ready to do battle here in this Region 4, Division 4 semifinal contest. And Don, of course, Bassett, Jay Gilbert's done a great job with this team. A year ago, the Bengals lost out to Salem 10-7, but they've been here before. In fact, we've done Bassett quite a few times. And then remember last year we did that opener over at PH when we got rained out, but they had a very fine football team a year ago.
That they did. We saw enough of them that night to know that they were going to be a contender as far as a district champion, and felt like they would move into the playoffs, but well coached, lots of speed normally, and a great athletic quarterback in Rashawn Boo Woods.
Indeed the case, and we're glad also to have with us the incomparable Jerry Caldwell, the stat man. And here's the kickoff. It'll come down, be taken at the 10, out to the 20, and knocked down as he crossed the 20 to the 27-yard line on the return, as taking that return over the 25 to 27. And I got to tell you, this is going to be an interesting night watching these guys with these numbers. It is going to be very interesting there. Paris Reagan on that return. And the Bassett Bengals will go 1st and 10. And they're looking to pass. Now he stops, throws. Oh, my. I tell you what, that was something looking at there, and a guy had beaten his man. They were definitely looking to throw that long, and it goes incomplete.
Well, that was a strange-looking formation in that they were unbalanced to the left side. They had only two down linemen to the right side of the center, and then they had two backs deep in the backfield. So I think they had an option of throwing the split screen out there or faking one way and throwing deep the other. And the deep man, needless to say, was wide open.
He was. That time, Boo Woods pitches it out, and it goes to the guy who is one of their main running backs on this football team, as they went straight ahead and gained to about only about a yard. We'll mark it at the 28. It's 3rd down and 9 for Boo Woods and the Bassett Bengals. Here they come in motion. Woods back to pass, looks downfield, throws, and completes it. Nice pass play as Woods was able to find Vershawn Norman. And Norman, the 166-pound senior who came into this game with 13 catches number 14 and gains the 1st down for the Bengals.
It looks as if Salem has changed their defense just a little bit as they're lining up in a 4-man front. But I think basically the reason for this, I think that Lang Hawkins, number 8, is spying on Rashawn Woods or Boo Woods. As you see Woods go around the corner, but it looks like they've assigned Hawkins where he goes, you go. So if they fake Woods one way and come back with something the other, that middle could be open some. But Hawkins is good enough of a linebacker to react and not over pursue and so forth. But let's watch this battle.
All right, well, Boo Woods got the 1st down. He was knocked down over there by Jackson Bradley, but not before he gains 1st down yardage. There again, spins away and drives forward to about the 41-yard line. Got that initial contact there by Ryan Dow, but a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. They've moved just inside the 42-yard line in Spartan territory.
Well, that was supposed to be an option play, and Boo recognized right away that he didn't have anything to the left side, so he planted his foot, did a reverse spin, and that takes a lot of savvy for a quarterback to do that right on the spur of the moment like that.
He's the 5'10", 201-pound senior. There he is. He's going to throw, goes long, and could not quite reach it. Again, it was a little too far, as that time looking downfield for O'Shane Valentine. It goes incomplete, and that'll make it 3rd down.
We always rave about the Salem pass defense, and already tonight we've had 2 men wide open, and this is just a credit to the game plan of Coach Jay Gilbert. He's used that play action, and it draws people to Woods, and then all of a sudden he's lifting up, throwing the ball. He's just been slightly overthrowing him a little bit.
There he is. He throws it and knocked down. Beautiful defensive play by the guy you always expect there, Schweizer. Schweizer, of course, coming into this game had 56 tackles. That time he did a nice job of knocking that down and away from the intended receiver, and that will make it 4th down.
Well, Schweizer's the kind of guy that's made big play week after week throughout his career, and he's the kind of guy that if you're building a pass defense, you definitely want him on your football team.
Well, the Bengals, Coach Gilbert going to go for it. It's 4th down and long. Here it is to Boo Woods. Looks to throw and caught, but of course well short of the 1st down. It was thrown low and caught by Valentine, and O'Shane Valentine could not get the kind of yardage he needed, and of course it will be turned over on downs to the Spartans.
Well, I tell you why he didn't get the kind of yardage, because he was lying flat on his stomach. He had to make a heck of a catch of that ball because Zach Pritchett, number 44, put a lot of pressure on Boo Woods. And I like the way Coach Gilbert's approaching this thing. He's saying we're probably the underdog. We're at their house. Let's go for everything. We're in the playoffs now. If you don't win, there's no next week.
That's for sure. That time, the handoff will go as they go straight ahead. That's Adam Colley. Now, Colley is in that fullback position. He has taken the place of course, Daniel Dyer, who was injured, and then Nathan Goad no longer on the team. So Adam Colley now in at that fullback position. And, of course, Hunter Sturgill is now the quarterback because of the injury to Derek Hickman. Sturgill, a 6-foot, 148-pound junior, directing the attack. That was a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And here's a penalty marker, our first penalty marker of the game. And we'll mention that our referee tonight is Monty Sanders, the umpire Robbie Hudson, Jason Hall, the line judge, Dave Thomas, the field judge, Steve Brammer, Nathan Umberger, along with Bryant Ferguson, the rest of that officiating crew, and Tom Barry and Bob Gray are our clock operators.
Remember, Hunter Sturgill is a junior, hasn't played a lot because he was a number 2 man. Can you imagine the feelings that went over him when he ran out on that field at Pulaski last week with probably between 12 and 14,000 people there?
You're exactly right. Well, there's a pass by Sturgill, and it is caught, but I believe out of bounds. That was caught over there. Nice reception by the Spartans as they were able to fire that to Dante Harvey, but he caught it and was out of bounds, and so that will go incomplete. Of course, that defense for the Bassett Bengals, they go with Andrew Miller, DJ Morris, and Patrick Martin. And Paris Reagan, along with Michael Hodges, Matt Baker, and Desmond Woods in the linebacking core. And the defensive backfield, Vershawn Norman, Boo Woods, Dustin Hardy, and Chris Scales. This is 3rd and 13. Sturgill again back to pass, looks deep. He's got Harvey, and he caught it. He will go in, touchdown. Well, they were able to find Dante Harvey, and Harvey, when he gets it motoring, look out. He, of course, catches this and gets it in full stride.
Watch Hunter Sturgill. He sees it. He sees the man break. He throws it to where he thinks he's going to end up. And, boy, I'm telling you, what more can we say about that receiver? Because he just does it week in and week out.
So Harvey gets the touchdown. Robert Powell will kick the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So just like that, the Salem Spartans, with 8:55 remaining in quarter number 1, strike first. And it's the Spartans 7, the Bassett Bengals nothing. We'll be back to hear from the stat man, Jerry Caldwell, right after this. Okay. And back here with the stat man, Jerry Caldwell. Of course, Jerry didn't take long, and It was the pass play that did in the Bengals as Dante Harvey able to take that pass from Hunter Sturgill.
Well, you heard the bell ringing a while ago from over on the Salem side, and that's what Salem did. They just rung the bell. 3 plays, 59 yards to Dante Harvey. That's a good way to start this playoff series.
So Harvey gets the touchdown, and the 162-pound senior gets the pass from Hunter Sturgill, and then the extra point converted by Robert Powell, and so we stand at 7-0. Powell will kick this one off. It'll come down deep, be taken on about the 2-yard line, out to the 10. There's a 20, and knocked down as they get up to about the 25-yard line. Not a whole lot of space there. That was returned by Paris Reagan, and the Bassett Bengals will take over 1st and 10.
Let's reflect on one thing. If I remember correctly, which I don't always do, but if I remember correctly, that was a 3rd and about 18 when they threw that touchdown pass. It was a very long.
14, 3rd and 14, yeah. So.
Okay, I knew those defensive backs kind of got caught sleeping that time.
Here goes Boo Woods. That's Valentine, and he's not going to get very much. Coming up very quickly from that defensive backfield position there and not allowing him any kind of room at all was Stephen Barnett, and that will be a gain of nothing basically at 2nd and 10.
Hey, don't forget Zach Pritchett, the man on the spot. He's always there too. And number 44, you watch him. He's around that football, and he's got one thing to do, and that's to protect that outside, and he acts like it's his own backyard out there.
There he is. There is, and slipping down, got back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, that was O'Shane Valentine, and Zach Pritchett right there. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and about 10 again.
Well, I'm going to tell you all Zach Pritchett did that time. He took the blocker out. And when he took the blocker out, the ball carrier fell over the blocker. So he takes them 2 at a time sometime.
Well, he did a great job, I tell you what. Pritchett, of course, is a guy who, as we mentioned with Schweizer and company, does a nice job. He had 44 tackles coming into this game, so he's a guy that knows how to do the job and do it very well. There's the snap. Looking downfield, throws it deep and in and out of the hands. And that time, Valentine thought there maybe should have been a flag. There isn't one. That was Jackson Bradley on the defensive coverage, and it goes incomplete.
I see what the Bassett fans are yelling about, and of course we don't have a close-up of it, but what happened was as the receiver was going out, it appeared as if the Salem defender got a piece of his face mask or a part of his helmet, which would have been interference if the ball was in the air, which it was. However, the official didn't see it that way, and they're on the field, and we're in the press box, so no further questions.
There's Dante Harvey. Harvey's the guy that returned it, and boy, he got racked up very nicely on that special teams coverage as knocking him down there looked like Brad Meeks, and it'll be a 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Salem Spartans in great field position as they have that football at their own 47.
Bassett does not want Salem to get on the. Of course, they never want them to get on the scoreboard, but they don't want another one to follow that quick touchdown up. They want to make them work and give their defense some rest.
Boy, there's nothing doing there. That was handed off that time to Antonio Medley, and Medley not able to gain much on that play as he was racked up. One of the first to meet him, Paris Reagan, and also some help in there from Michael Hodges, and they'll drop him down for a gain of about 4. It's 2nd down and 6. Medley, of course, along with Kirk Coles, are the 2 main running backs on this football team. Here goes the handoff, and this time it's off and moving very quickly, Antonio Medley. And he is down at the 30-yard line, but that's another big gain as Boo Woods had to make the stop, but not before. Another nice gain. That's a gain of about 17 on the run by Antonio Medley, and it's now a 1st down, 10 yards to go for the Salem Spartans. They have the football resting on the 30-yard line in Bassett territory. That's running, and there's plenty of room. Touchdown. That's Kirk Coles, and Coles from 30 yards out goes right into the end zone, and now it is 13-0, and Robert Powell will try to make it 14.
Well, there you see the playoff tackle, and you see a tremendous block downfield and a cut to the outside, and Coles fills the bill. If Salem has one person hurt, there's somebody else to fill in, and whatever, they have a lot of depth. And the other thing about it, that's a tough one for Bassett to take, because all of a sudden they're on the road and they're down 14-0.
That they are, because Powell just adds point number 14. So on the touchdown run by Kirk Coles and the extra point by Robert Powell, the score here, the Salem High Spartans 14, the Bassett Bengals nothing. We'll be back with more first quarter action right after this. What has got
I like it. A man gets some red touches up and rings the bell. The bell's running
Yeah. Okay. Back here at Salem Stadium, there you can see the Spartan cheerleaders have seen their football team score twice, and that one, the first one on the pass play, this time on the run game.
Well, they're doing it both ways, Dave. 53 yards, 3 plays again, with Kirk Coles breaking off for that 30 yards. So, this is the way you want to start.
It certainly is, and for the Bengals of Bassett, they need to get some kind of decent drive going here too, because you can't get way down, especially here at Salem Stadium against the Spartans. Here will come the return out across the 25, and boy, boom down. Got a return out to about the 30-yard line. And guy that I think made that tackle, Alex Shepard, was there. And he was able to knock him down at the 30. And that is where the Bengals of Bassett will take over 1st and 10.
Sometimes when you have a player of the caliber of Boo Woods, the other players stand around and wait for him to make a play. Well, young men, y'all better start making some plays yourself. He can't do it all.
That's true. That time they gained about 4 on 1st down, going right up the middle, testing the middle of that defense, as they're able to gain, as we say, to about the 34. O'Shane Valentine in the middle of that defense. Valentine, of course, with the 545 yards rushing. He averages close to 7 a carry. And Boo Woods also very effective running. He steps into it and caught. Good catch over there, and sort of hanging tough was Todd Draper to stay in bounds. And Draper gains enough yardage to get that 1st down.
I like it. I like that offensive look, because the young man knew exactly where the flag was, and he was 2 yards beyond there. You see so many times the receivers catch it, and they don't run far enough to make that 1st down, but he was right there.
So Draper gets the 1st down yardage. This time they go straight up the middle, and that was Boo Woods, and Woods will gain a couple. It'll make it 2nd and 8. They have the football at the 43. Remember, the Bengals had driven into Salem territory on their first drive, went for it on 4th down, didn't make it, and then that set up the first score for Salem High. Here's Boo Woods rolling to his left, and now he's going to get sacked. Jonathan Walker came up and did not let Boo Woods get around there and find anybody. The defensive backfield also doing a credible job back there, not allowing him to find any openings. And with a loss, it's now 3rd down, and they'll need about 15 or 16 for the 1st down.
And they have to be very careful here to protect against the interception, because they don't want to give Salem another short field. But the other thing about it, Boo Woods, when he starts one way, they could probably have to run some misdirection with him giving the ball to someone going the other way, because everybody's keying on him.
Well, that they are. If you're just joining us, the Spartans scored on a touchdown pass play from Hunter Sturgill to Dante Harvey, and then a touchdown run by Kirk Coles, the 2 extra points by Robert Powell, and that's how we stand here at 14-0, the Spartans over the Bassett Bengals. Bassett, as we say, has come here a number of times over the past few years, and Jay Gilbert does a wonderful job with that Bassett program. And right now they need to find some answers and try and get a first down right here, because once again, you do not want to turn that football over once again to the Spartans, trailing 14-0.
Well, he's got a back there protected, and that back can also be somebody to drop a screen off to. But watch the rush that those Spartans are going to get on him this time. They're not going to stand there and let him throw the football.
There's Walker again, and this time got turned around, did O'Shane Valentine, and it was Jonathan Walker who put that pressure on the quarterback, Boo Woods. He had to just throw it a tad early, and that sort of caused him to be a little off target. It's incomplete, and now they will punt the football away. The punter, James Turner, and Turner averages, about 39 yards a punt. Back deep is Dante Harvey, and he is always very dangerous. There's a high snap, but Turner gets it. Gets off a wobbly kick, and it bounces around, and Harvey tried picking it up but kicked it out of bounds. And they'll have the football once again in decent field position at the 39.
I tell you, Dante Harvey has given the home crowd some thrills this year. We don't know about on the road, but the games that we've seen, I know I was an advocate of kicking the ball away from him and keeping it away from him because he can make things happen.
He even did some thrills with us on the road when he played the William Fleming Colonels.
This is true.
All right, they have the first down for quarterback Hunter Sturgill. Of course, Coles and Medley, Adam Colley also are in there. This time a penalty marker will come down. They've got this time Medley in there with Colley. And it will be offsides. That's going to cover encroachment. That'll cost them 5 and make it now 1st and 5 and move the football to the 44.
The rich get richer.
Boy, that hurts you, because now you've given them a 1st and 5. They're in great field position, and you got 3 downs to make 5 yards, which is a pretty good opportunity for the Salem Spartans. 14-0 they lead. Hunter Sturgill dropping straight back, going to throw to Harvey, and he caught it. Are you kidding me? Harvey caught that football at the 26-yard line, covered over there by Vershawn Norman. What a catch by Dante Harvey.
What a catch is right, Dave, and the thing about it is it's directly over his head. We've talked about week in and week out what a tough catch that is. Besides that, he's dancing along the sideline stripe. So that's just a double shot as far as being a terrific play. And this young man, Dante Harvey, he's worth the price of admission himself.
Well, he's done the job. The 162-pound senior there. They'll go straight ahead this time to Antonio Medley. And Medley will gain some pretty good yardage on first down, give him about a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 4, and the Spartans are driving very nicely again. Clock running. We're down to 3:50 and counting left in the first quarter, and the Spartans leading 14-0, but on the march once again.
Dante Harvey himself has receptions of probably 85 or so yards.
Well, he averages a lot. This time he tried to go up and over, did Medley, but he wasn't going to get very far that time. He was hit by Hodges, and Hodges is a tremendous defensive ball player for the Bengals.
Sure, you'd like it's money in the bank throwing to Dante Harvey. He has 2 receptions for 89 yards.
And that's almost 45 a catch. Not bad.
Well, Hunter Sturgill's not bad either, and I wasn't here to slight him at all, because for a young man who hasn't played a lot, he's showing a lot of poise out there.
They have a 3rd down and 4 at the 20. There they go, and they'll get the first down and more to Medley. Medley finally rolled around and knocked down by Vershawn Norman, but give him a first down to the 11-yard line.
A very simple play, but boy, do they run it effectively, and that was a cross buck. That's where your fullback goes one way, you fake it to him, and then give it to Medley, and I'm telling you, that young man, the first tackler that hit him got jolted back about 3 yards, and Medley's just a little small package of dynamite almost.
That he is, and of course, Andrew Miller, a guy that you'll see on that defensive line as well as offensive line, of course, a state champion in wrestling for Bassett. He's a guy that can make a lot of plays happen as well, and right there isn't much at all. They get maybe to the 10-yard line and then bolted and jolted back as first one to make contact with him over there was Matt Baker, and that'll be basically a gain of a yard, 2nd and 9.
Remember, against William Fleming, we talked about Salem being such a right-handed football team as they ran so much off the right tackle. All of a sudden, this crossbar play seems to always go to the left side. And so the left side of that line is coming through, and you see 2 tight ends in the game right now. So this is primarily a running situation.
There it is. They give it, and touchdown. That went to you-know-who, Kirk Coles, and Coles has his second TD.
I tell you, Kirk's got quick feet, and he's through there, and when he gets through there and you get any kind of shot at him, you better tackle him high and make sure. But if you think you're gonna tackle him around the waist or around the legs, forget about it, because his moves are tremendous. But the most intimidating thing is that he's by you before you know he's there.
Well, he's got his second touchdown, and Robert Powell had his 3rd extra point. So with the score here, the Salem High Spartans 21 and the Bassett Bengals nothing. We'll be back with more first quarter action right after this. Okay. Back here as the band plays on, and they've had a merry old tune here at the Salem Stadium, Willis White Field, as a 3rd touchdown, 2nd running by Kirk Coles, and Robert Powell with 3 extra points. It's 21-zip.
Well, one thing y'all touched on earlier, you can't keep giving Salem field position. They went used up 6 plays, 61 yards, and again, that was the worst start they've had on the 39-yard line. But again, they started with a 5-yard penalty against Bassett, so they can't get them that field position.
No, they can't. Here will be O'Shane Valentine. He breaks one tackle, breaks another, and drives it across the 30 before he's pushed out of bounds over there by Phillip Hughes. So it will be first down for the Bassett Bengals, and they need to get something going. No question about it. Boo Woods and company trailing in this one 21-0 with less than 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play.
Sometimes when you're playing a team, you've got to either give them a little bit with the passing game, a little bit with the running game, but Salem makes both happen so effectively. But don't forget that catch by Dante Harvey. That was just a tremendous showing of his athletic ability, and just catching it over your head like that, you only glimpse it for a minute.
That you do. That was Boo Woods. Seth Fisher dropped him at the 36. That was a decent gain on first down for Woods. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Of course, Woods is a guy who can throw as well as run. He has over 1,000 yards both passing and rushing. And he pitches this out, and it's a bad pitch. And the ball is still loose, and I think the Spartans have it, and they do. That is recovered by Jonathan Walker. That pitch out trying to get it, and it went awry, and right there Walker got it.
And also, Lang Hawkins was right there as he should have been. He's a spy. Watch him, number 8. He makes contact here, pursues to the outside. There you see him come in and just go right on top of number 21. And, of course, the ball is filtering downfield, and that's not good news.
No, it isn't.
Bassett Bengals.
Not at all, because now you've got a 1st and 10 at the 24, and we still have 54 seconds left in this first quarter. And the Spartans are back in business again. There will be the handoff, and this time nothing doing. Good defensive stop there, as refusing to give him much yardage at all was Michael Hodges. That was Kirk Coles, and Coles will lose yardage, call it a loss of a yard. It's 2nd down and 11, the ball at the 25-yard line.
Well, you got a lot of weapons here. It's almost like picking out which one you want to use, because they can run it, they can throw it, and with this kind of yardage, you probably would expect a pass, maybe to the flat, that would try to give an opportunity for the receiver to run with it after he catches it.
There's Sturgill, gives it off to Coles. Coles going wide. Coles 20, and Coles ripped down as he crossed the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. Having to come up there defensively as they made some moves, and a job done there by Dustin Hardy, and Hardy dropped him, and that appears to be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter complete, and when we come back, it's a 3rd and 5 for the Salem Spartans, and they're well in control of this one, 21-0. We're back with the second quarter right after this. Okay, buddy. Back here at Salem Stadium, there's the crew trying to get the chain set as it's 3rd and 5 at the 18-yard line. And once again, the Salem Spartans in great position right here. And needless to say, every play for the Bassett defense right now is critical.
Another thing I like about Salem's offense is those people that aren't to the side of the ball get downfield and get after somebody. I watched Hunter Cox, number 88, their tight end, last play, and he was down on about the 5-yard line, and he was after somebody until that whistle blew, because you never know when somebody's going to break a tackle and be standing next to you, and he was taking care of business.
Well, I'll tell you what. That time the ball handed off, and immediately hitting the ball carrier was Andrew Miller, the young man we talked about, the state wrestling champ who's headed to Virginia Tech. And the Spartans are going to call a timeout. He's going there to wrestle but also play football. And Miller is a very strong ball player at 6'4", 274. He came into the game with 97 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, and that time he got another one, so he now has 19.
You talk about him going to Virginia Tech and being a defensive lineman and being a wrestler, he's going to have an opportunity to wrestle under a great coach up there at Virginia Tech, and he hopes he has the opportunity to play defensive football under a great coach. That remains to be seen.
Kevin Dresser, that's right. Kevin Dresser is the wrestling coach. Of course, everybody knows the job he did at Christiansburg High School, where he won a number of state championships, then went on to Virginia Tech, and of course Frank Beamer, and I think they're going to let him do both at Virginia Tech.
You missed my point about Bud Foster possibly being there and possibly not being there.
Very good, and that's always keeping me on my toes, and I appreciate it. Here's Sturgill. They cut it inside. Guess who caught it? Dante Harvey. And Harvey's got it down at the 1-yard line.
He made that one look easy. He only jumped in the air about 3 feet as Sturgill knows where to put the ball, and Harvey ran a in route post, and he just glided through the air and jumped up. And I hate to say this, and there's nothing detrimental about the program, but more people on the Bassett side now are carrying on casual conversation that are really involved in this game because their team really hasn't given them anything to cheer about.
No, they haven't, because now they'll hand it off. They go up the middle, and not much that time. That time the handoff went to Fisher, and he doesn't gain much on that play. In fact, he probably gains nothing. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. We've played better than a minute of this second quarter, and the Spartans with a 21-0 lead are knocking at the door once again. Hunter Sturgill will have Fisher along with Kirk Coles behind him. There's the handoff, and they drive. Touchdown. Kirk Coles again. Wow. Coles is having a field day. Between him and Harvey, they're putting on a show, and the Spartans now lead 27-0, and Robert Powell can add his 4th PAT to make it 28-0.
No doubt about it. We're seeing some great individual play, but individual play only leads to great team play, and all those other guys on the field, defensively, offensively, are giving a great effort. And it seems like the defeat at the hands of Pulaski last week has made Salem a little madder, and they want to try to have an opportunity to get another crack at Pulaski should they win tonight. They're playing a very tough Blacksburg team. Indeed
they are. Well, Powell adds his 4th PAT. It now's 28-0. That was set up by the all-important pass play to Dante Harvey, and then Kirk Coles goes in.
Well, again, Salem Spartans took advantage of that fumble by the Bassett Bengals. Went 24 yards, 6 plays, and again, I like to say I apologize to Mr. Harvey, pronouncing his name wrong. I apologize for that. It's Mr. Dante Harvey.
Right on. We've seen some Hardys. We got D. Hardy over at William Fleming, and of course the Colonels have a big game against Liberty Bealton tomorrow for a chance to try and move on in the Group AAA ranks. One of so many teams in our area that are battling it out in VHSL competition.
To look ahead of ourselves a little bit, then you have one of the greatest gentlemen and finest basketball players ever to come out of the Valley. Happens to be over at William Fleming by the name of Mickey Hardy.
Very good. Tell you, we got Hardys and Harveys, and of course we always have Fishers. Don't think we've had a game where there hasn't been a Fisher that's played in it. There's a bobble, and then it's picked up at about the 23 and then wrapped up and knocked down as he didn't get to the 25-yard line. A penalty marker comes down. Seth Fisher was one of those there, along with Barnett, to bring down the return man, and that being Kevin Raines, and that will move the football, and they'll mark it at the 25, but a penalty marker down.
Well, I think there's a flag against Bassett for probably being offsides on the kickoff, and if so, it'll probably be refused.
It's a block in the back, I think, and that will cost them back to the 15. So that's where it was. It was a block in the back, and actually it's from the spot, so that moves it to the 12-yard line.
You know, somebody told Bassett to cheer up. Things could get worse. Well, they cheered up, and things have gotten worse. I mean, they're just going nowhere.
Boy, it is. You talk about now with a football back at the 12-yard line. Boo Woods looks to throw, going to throw it deep, looking out there, and incomplete. Trying to throw it deep. Good defensive coverage over there by Stephen Barnett. It was looking for O'Shane Valentine, but it goes incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10 with a ball at the 12-yard line. And I got to tell you, just very, very difficult for Bassett to get much going, A, and B, when you're behind 28-0, it makes it even more of a problem. There's Boo Woods, goes around and slips and falls. He'll lose a yard on it, back to the 11-yard line.
Well, you always wonder if, or what if. What if, or wonder what we could have expected had Bassett connected on that first play of the game when they had a man about 20 yards behind the nearest defender. Well-conceived play, and everything was good about it, except the pass was overthrown. And those things happen. But had they gotten 6 or 7 on the board real quickly then, you know, it's hard to play from behind on the road and with a huge deficit like this.
Well, there was a good pass, and they completed it over there. They were able to find it. It was completed to Todd Draper, and Draper got racked by number 3. And, of course, he's a guy that does such a nice job on this ball club, Stephen Barnett, and knocked him down. But give credit to Woods and Draper. They're able to keep that thing going with a first down.
I tell you, Barnett's hit brought a ooh out of the crowd.
That it did, but give credit to Draper. He held on to it. Here they go, and nothing doing. They went right into Brandon Turley, and Turley dropped him for no gain. That was a gain of basically nothing. It's second down and 11. I think that's a 21-0 score we just heard. Pulaski over Blacksburg, and that's a first quarter score, I think, as well. So, needless to say, both the Spartans and Cougars trying to get another rematch going. Here will be the run by Woods. He pitches it out, and it'll go for some positive yardage across the 30, maybe out to the 31-yard line. That time it was carried by Vershawn Norman.
If things hold up, those scores tell you one very, very important thing. If you're a fan of Salem or Pulaski or just a high school football fan, get your tickets early next week.
Exactly. And I know a lot of folks always ask, well, it's so difficult when we're outside of about a 20-mile radius in terms of doing games because of the fact of getting tapes back and the like, especially when you have 14,000, 15,000 as they had last week for that Pulaski-Salem game. Here comes the throw, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Valentine, but nobody moved. Also out there was Paris Reagan, but that goes incomplete.
And going back to receive the punt is Dante Harvey. If he gets to the middle of the field, kick it to the right. And if he's on the right, kick it to the left.
Exactly. And James Turner, who averages about 39 yards per punt, will be the punter. But Harvey is back at the 30. The up man is Seth Fisher. And the Spartans are going to get the football back with 8 minutes left in the half, and they're leading 28-0. There's a high snap, but he gets it. Gets his foot into it and gets a good one. Harvey's going to take it on the 32. He's to the 35, 40, 45, 50, a penalty marker down. He's to the 40 and to the 39, 38-yard line, but a penalty marker back at the 33.
Right, and there was a clip. The last man in the wall got the man from behind, so Dante Harvey knew he was running to no avail that time, but it's just like I said, don't kick it to him.
He didn't have much of a choice, but this one will move the football back because that spotted that flag at the 33.
I'm not sure. I think we got roughing the kicker here.
Oh, that's right. There's another one at the 20.
Well, you could have an offsetting penalty and play the play over. So the clip might not mean a thing. And of course, this could be very interesting to watch. And Coach Gilbert certainly wants an explanation immediately, if not sooner.
Well, that's it. Monty Sanders talking to his crew. I think we found out that this is the 75th year of the Western Virginia football officials group. So they've done it. And let's see what they're saying.
I thought you were going to say it's Monty Sanders' 75th year.
Knock it off.
Oh, Monty's been around a while, and what a good one he is. And like we talked about last week, when you get a playoff game, it's a reward for having a great season. So this entire crew is being rewarded for the excellent job that they completed during the season. And I think the neutral officials don't come in until you get to the semifinals.
Yeah, I believe that's right. So there's the ball. It will move. Of course, that was the line of scrimmage, was right around at 31. Now they're going to move it, and it must have been not roughing the kicker, but what, running into the kicker?
Well, no, really, you got two fouls against Salem. When I said they were offset, I got myself confused. But both penalties were against Salem, but I don't understand what they're doing with the ball.
I think what it was is they had a block. They blocked the guy. It wasn't like a roughing the kicker, so it was only a 5-yard penalty against Salem.
Yeah, running into the kicker. Okay. And that gives them a 4th and 1. And they're going to go for it, and they'll get the first down. So that's key. So the running into the kicker didn't give them the first down because it wasn't the 15-yard variety. But that time they got it to Paris Reagan, and he got the first down.
That's what I like about having a stat man. He's not only the statistician, but he keeps us both on our toes. And if we lose sight of things, he's right there ready to make corrections and take care of us.
I appreciate it, too. That was a first down play as Reagan got it. Now Boo Woods is looking. He's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be intercepted. And then knocked down right there by Valentine. But that interception was taken by the other Barnett. That's Reggie Barnett. And now the Spartans will get the football back.
I tell you, Boo is not having a good night, and we've seen him have good nights, and we know what he can do. But we had heard rumors that he may not play tonight, so I don't know if he may be injured. But this just isn't the typical type of performance that you see from him. He just threw that one up kind of for grabs, and with Salem secondary, it was high, and they were camping under it waiting for it.
That they were, and Barnett got it. This time it was the interception by Reggie Barnett. There they'll go straight ahead. This time the ball goes to Kirk Coles. Coles will gain a few. That will be a gain of, we'll call it 2. 2nd down and 8. Clock running inside of 7 minutes left in this first half.
On those punts, Seth Fisher is a short man, and he's to fair catch it if it's short. But I'd like to see him catch one and show us that Fisher speed like his dad Bob Fisher had.
Well, he could do it. Seth is a heck of a defensive player, and now getting some offensive reps. There again, they're going to their bread and butter, Kirk Coles, and Coles going to be just probably shy of a first down by about a yard, maybe a half yard.
Well, let's put it this way. With that offensive line and their ability to get to surge, and with if Kirk Coles is back there, I would probably like their chances a whole lot.
As we mentioned, with Dyer out, they'll use Fisher some. They'll use Colley. And this time they've got Zach Houchins in there. This time, penalty marker comes down.
Yes, and the right tackle leaned forward before the snap count, so instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7.
That it is. They'll move the football back. So, of course, we've seen Colley in there. We've seen Fisher in there, and we've seen Houchins now. And, of course, the 2 main running backs, Antonio Medley and Kirk Coles. I think they're trying to get the 25-second clock set again and start the clock up. We're down to 5:50 left, and it's 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. Back is Sturgill, throws, got it complete 40, 45, and knocked out of bounds there as it was completed to Reggie Barnett, and Barnett gains first down yardage. And knocked over there. Emmanuel Alston was there, topped him out, but not before. It's another big first down to the 46.
Probably one of the most simple pass plays in football, and that's when you take your wide receiver and run him deep, try to run off coverage that way, and slip a back out of the backfield into that flat, and it was just perfectly executed.
Indeed it was. They'll have it at the 46-yard line. There's a handoff, and this time Coles is going to lose yardage back to about the 41 or 42-yard line.
You know, I got a big kick out of reading the write-up about last week's game with Salem and Pulaski, and Coach Turner with him, with what you see is what you get. And they made great emphasis of asking him what he told the kids at halftime when they were trailing Salem. And Coach Turner, as we know him, just a heck of a good football coach and doesn't want any credit that he doesn't think he deserves. And he said, I told him nothing.
Well, it worked. They were trailing and then came back to win it. And there's a high spiral and caught. That is caught by Stephen Barnett. So we've seen Reggie Barnett. We've seen Stephen Barnett. We've seen Dante Harvey. And right on him was Vershawn Norman, but he made the catch. He went up. Of course, both those Barnetts, by the way, are very good basketball players, and you can see that jumping ability.
Well, they're cooking tonight, and meanwhile, as all these catches are being made and that ball is going in the air, Hunter Sturgill is having himself a pretty good night yardage-wise. And he's not throwing many incompletions.
No, he's not. One incompletion. Of course, he's totally different from the young man Hickman, who was injured. Hickman was more a running type. He's the passing type, and there's Kirk Coles. Coles will gain to the 20. And they continue to just move the football. They have gained an incredible amount of yardage tonight. And the thing about it is time of possession they've had a lot of. And more importantly, they've put 4 scores on the board and are back in business at the 20-yard line with about a 2nd and 5. Houchins behind the quarterback. This time he leads a block, and they go straight ahead up to about the 18-yard line as once again Coles carries it. That'll make it 3rd and about 3.
You know, Coach Magenbauer is another coach who, with his tremendous record, doesn't like to take any credit. He gives it to his players, and he gives it to his staff. But let me tell you something. Whoever spearheads producing quarterbacks in Salem does one tremendous job, because they had Hickman who was coming to his own, running and throwing. Now all of a sudden you've got Sturgill. He comes right in and just takes right over. They always got somebody in the bullpen.
They don't miss a beat, no question about it. This time Coles gets stopped. He doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play in there, as I think the first one to make contact with him was a no gainer. They'll lose, in fact, a little bit of yardage. And so it makes it now 4th down, and we'll call it about 4 for the first down.
And watch for that pass where they run down and send the slot back out into the flat. Now they're going to run it.
There it is, and that's Coles, and Coles won't get it. Coles will not get it. They made a good defensive stop there. That was Kevin Irvin on the defensive play, and Irvin stops him, and on downs the ball will go over to the Bassett Bengals with 2.5 minutes left in this first half.
Right, and the folks on this side of the field had a little something to cheer about that time, and so that felt like that. Hey, let's see if that can give us some momentum going into halftime, and maybe we can come out and be a different football team the second half. But we've been pretty much dominated the first half.
28-0 the score. Boo Woods the quarterback for this Bassett Bengal football team. In motion they come, and there's a bobble. Now they're putting pressure, and he's going to lose yardage. That was Jonathan Walker. And then he had some help from Ryan Dow, and they'll drop him back at the 10-yard line.
Bassett has to be careful here, because Salem does have 2 timeouts remaining, and they have long yardage to go. So it's if Salem could force a punt with Harvey back there, who knows what might happen. But the clock's ticking, so Salem is not calling the timeout. They're saving them, but it would be also a possibility that they could go after the punt, but I don't think they would do that with this kind of lead.
I don't either. There they go wide. They're going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. It was hit by both Walker and Lang Hawkins. And that will be basically no gain, and that will make it now a 3rd and long. That carry over there by Alston.
Plus the fact that if you don't have to, you probably don't want to run out of bounds in that situation.
That's true, because it stopped the clock. Now you got a 3rd and 19. And, of course, if you don't get the first down, you got to punt the football away. Once again in motion come the Bengals. Rashawn Boo Woods back to pass. He's being pressured. Dow's looking at him. He throws downfield, and it's caught, but probably not enough for the first down. He was able to get out of the grasp there, and he completed it to Patrick Martin, but it'll be 4th down and about, probably a yard for the first down.
Well, Coach Gilbert's been going for it all night. Salem's going to call timeout, and yes, it is Salem calling timeout. They want to see what to expect here, but that looked a little bit more like Boo Woods that we used to see him. He drilled that one and thrown it on the run, and so whatever has been his problem, it looks like he solved some of it.
Yes, he did, because he was able to complete that to Patrick Martin, who's a guy that is an important part of this Bassett offense. 28-0 is the score. Kirk Coles has 3 touchdowns, and then a touchdown pass from Sturgill to Dante Harvey, and 4 extra points by Robert Powell. So there you see the scoreboard. It's 28-0, and a tremendously effective first half for this Spartan football team. They need to get about 2.5 for the first down.
It looks like to me that Bassett only has 10 men on the field right now, and you don't want to go into a punting situation with 10 out there. So let's double count these again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 10 out there.
Well, we'll see. The punt is by number 12, and here's a penalty marker, or no, a timeout called, and I think that might have been it. That was James Turner ready to do the punt, and they did. They only had 10 on the field, which, needless to say, you don't want to have that happen.
When you're the coach, you don't want to turn around and see one of the guys that's on the punting team standing next to you on the sideline when you're getting ready to punt.
No, you don't. So they got Desmond Woods back out there, and once again, this will be the punt off of the foot of James Turner.
And once again, you know who's back there.
So Turner will punt this with Dante Harvey. He's standing at about the 38 yard. That's a bad snap. Turner, though, picks it up, and this is not a good punt. He got the bad snap, and they're going to have field position inside the Bassett 31-yard line.
When you're standing back there deep and you think maybe they may be coming after with a rush, and you get a bad snap, that causes a great deal of anxiety, and that's what caused that shank.
It certainly did, and now Salem is back in business again. They got a first down, and they have it on the Bengal 31-yard line, and they do have 1 timeout left.
And I don't think they'll throw the ball. I think they'll run it, but I've been wrong a lot of times, but I know Coach Magenbauer and how he operates.
Hunter Sturgill going to throw the football. Throws it deep, got Barnett, and caught, touchdown. That one was thrown to Stephen Barnett, and he goes in for the score.
Well, how wrong can I be? But again, Sturgill lays it up there, and what do you see? You see somebody else leaving their feet, going up between 2 defenders, just making an excellent catch. And I think he tells Sturgill to throw it in the middle of the goalpost and let the receivers go and pick it off of there, and that's what they did.
That's what they did, and now we've got a new place kicker in there. They're not going to let Robert Powell kick, and it's no good. And that will keep the score at 34-0. And we have only a minute 11 left in this first half, and it has been the Salem Spartans in complete control.
Well, you're exactly right. And what can we say about Hunter Sturgill? He is 6 for 7 for 191 yards the first half. And, one thing about him that we hadn't seen from Salem, Salem's always been a good running team, but, they're not real strong sometimes in the passing. But this kid is, really sharp, really sharp and coming on.
Well, he's just a tremendous passer, and he certainly has done a nice job as the Spartans will kick this one off, leading 34-0.
Well, probably the most interesting thing we have to going into the second half could possibly be how many of these fans stick around, because the writing's pretty much on the wall.
Yeah, it is. Boy, you get behind, and the problem is it's so difficult to come back from something like this, especially in high school football, because remember, you only have 12-minute quarters. Here will be the kick. It'll come down, be taken at about the 15 and bobbled, then picked up, takes to the 20, 30, and knocked down. That was Phillip Hughes on the tackle there. That was Paris Reagan on the return, and the Spartans will go on defense, Bassett on offense, with a minute 4 remaining and the football at the 30-yard line. Of course, remember that last touchdown set up by the poor punt where the Spartans got it on the 31-yard line. Now Bassett has it on their own 30-yard line with a minute 4 remaining. There it goes. It's pitched out wide. And driving, continuing to drive, but shy of the first down. Schweizer and company drop the ball carrier. That was the carry by Vershawn Norman, and Norman stopped for a good gain of 8 at 2nd and 2, clock running at the 42nd mark.
Very, very good play then, because Woods wasn't totally involved other than the fake and then pitch back with a misdirection reverse, and they got some good yardage.
That they did, 8 yards to be exact. There's Boo Woods now going to throw it. Got Norman, and he dropped it. Fisher was over there along with Reggie Barnett, and it was dropped by Norman. Now it's 3rd down and 2.
Reggie Barnett. As you said, something about that name Barnett means a lot too, doesn't it?
Well, you got the brothers, Reggie and Steven, and I'm going to tell you, those two guys are excellent football players. No question about that. Now it is a 3rd and 2 for Boo Woods and Bassett. Here comes a penalty marker down, and it will be against the Bengals. That'll drop them back 5.
I see that Stephen Barnett is a junior. How about his brother? Is he a junior also?
Reggie's a junior as well. Yes, he is.
You mean maybe they're twins?
Yeah.
Right?
I'll tell you what, Derek. Like I say, I had the chance to see them play basketball last year, and they're good basketball players too. Now you have a 3rd and 7 for Boo Woods and the Bassett offense. Rolling, throwing, and caught. Driving down, and he got the first down over the 40-yard line. Completed over there to Todd Draper.
One thing about being basketball coach at Salem High School is that you sure don't look forward to any early season games, because you got half your team on the football field, and they're usually in the playoffs. And not only are they in them, but most of the time they're either in the state semis or finals, which go all the way down into December. So his practicing will be without for a while. Without the Barnetts, probably.
There's a pass play over the head of Vershawn Norman, and that will be the final play of this first half. So one half is complete here with a score. The Salem Spartans 34, Bassett Bengals nothing. We're back with the second half right after this. second half action here with the Salem Spartans well in control, 34-0. And Jerry, give us an idea what's the story is statistically.
Well, the statistics are not much better than what we saw on the field. Bassett ran 33 plays, had 6 first downs. Rushing, had 15 rushes for 27 yards. Passing, they were 6 for 15 for 66 yards for a total of 93 with 2 turnovers. Salem, on the other hand, ran 28 plays, 5 first downs, rushing 20 rushes for 101 yards, passing 6 for 7 for 191 for a grand total of 292.
Let me ask you a question, Jerry. Being as familiar with the rules as you are, what happens if Salem scores one more touchdown and Bassett doesn't score? Well, I know we have a 42-0 game, but what does that mean?
Well, if I'm right, and Mr. Ross might know, but the clock keeps going, doesn't it, Dave?
Yes, it does. Right.
It keeps running there.
Once you get 35, so.
That's sort of that's what you call, I guess, a semi-slaughter rule.
Right. I knew it.
It's
It
a
is. I knew a lot of those when I played softball.
Was you on before or on the winning or losing team?
Losing most of the time. The ball at the 35-yard line as Medley had that return. Look at Medley, 40. Medley, 45, and close to another first down. So the Spartans continuing to pile up yardage.
Looking at that scoreboard, I took for granted that Salem made that last extra point, but they only got 34 points. So
No, that's right. What they did is they used a guy that I think they brought up from the JV to kick the extra. Robert Powell didn't kick it, so they they kept it at 34 because he missed it. That was enough for the first down, so they have a 1st and 10 at the 45. There's Medley again. That's 50. He's got another first down over the 45 to the 43.
Well, my question's been answered. We know that there's a lot of pride in the Bassett territory, and I'm sure a lot of these folks who are here who represent their community, I can imagine their stomachs are growling with the way this game has gone. But I will say that I don't see many empty places where people left early. And we know from the years of working basketball over there, there's a lot of pride in that community, and they're going to be here as long as this game's going on. And their season will probably end tonight, but come next season, they'll be fierce and ready to go again.
Oh, yes, they will. Jay Gilbert's done a wonderful job with that program. And now Medley, who, of course, didn't carry as much, they made those touchdowns off of the legs of Kirk Coles. This time they got Medley running it. And Medley's gained a ton of yardage already here in this. In fact, he's carried the ball from the own 35 down to the 39-yard line in Bassett territory.
It must be so wonderful to have that kind of depth where you can always have a fresh back in there, and that really means a lot to the Spartans. And Coach Magenbauer firmly believes in it, and anything he firmly believes in, you kind of have to like, because he hadn't been on the wrong side of the score too much, even though he was on the wrong side of it last week. But the way things look right now, we got a report in on the Blacksburg-Pulaski game, and it's about the same kind of game, and Pulaski's on top. So it's like I said earlier, when school opens on Monday morning, when those tickets go on sale, I'll guarantee you there'll be people lining up to get those things, because they're going to be precious items.
Oh, man, that really is. Well, that time they gained about a half yard, so it's 3rd, and they still need about 4 for the first down. They have it inside the 38-yard line. There's Medley. He spins away, and he got the first down. This one will go to the 32-yard line, and it'll be another first down.
What can you say? It's just basic. We're going to knock you off the ball. Probably not going to throw the ball a whole lot, and we're going to keep trying to get a little better, and that's usually a team's goal throughout the year, is to get better each week. So they're sticking to it.
That they are. Well, they've already run off 3 minutes of this third quarter on this drive that started at their own 35. Now they're down to the Bassett Bengal 32-yard line. Sturgill, there's a penalty marker going to come down, and we'll see what this one is.
You notice we've talked a lot about Sturgill and the job he's done You know, he's Hunter, no mistake, Sturgill, and let's don't put the jinx on him, but he runs a game and manages a game well. And the other thing is we always forget those blocking fullbacks. They do a great job. And then I look at Medley. He's 5'4", and he's got the heart of a giant. So it's a lot of ingredients that make up this fine football team in Salem.
Well, that it does. They've got Coles now back at that running back position. This time he doesn't have anywhere to go. Good defensive penetration in there. Not giving up on that ball as they continue to move forward. That was by Patrick Martin, made the defensive stop. So it will be now a second down, and they need 16 for the first down, but the clock continuing to run at 8.5 and counting. Back to pass. Throwing it as Sturgill. Got a man, and it is dropped by Harvey. That time they tried to get it to him. Vershawn Norman was over there defensively, but it goes incomplete. And that'll make it a fourth down. And, you know, I don't think Salem has punted tonight.
Well, you're exactly right. They hadn't. This is only would be this. Well, see what they do here, but they stopped Salem only one time. That Bassett did the first half.
Well, this only third down, but if they go to fourth, whether or not they'll punt, I don't know.
You think they're going to bench Harvey for dropping that one?
Yeah. Sturgill, well, guess what? He made up for it. 20-15 down to the 14-yard line. My gracious. Dante Harvey, and that doesn't look good. He's getting up a little slowly. Hope he's all right.
How many teams around do you think Sturgill could start for were he not playing for the Spartans? Because he's got the great technique, but of course he learned the Spartan way of doing things, but he's an impressive young man.
He's done a wonderful job. You're no ifs, ands, or buts about it. As the stat man told us, had only that one incompletion, now has had two, but he has over 200 yards passing and just has continued to move this ball forward. There goes Medley again, and Medley's going to get to about the 11. That defense converging on him for a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, the great thing about Sturgill, not only did he get regular season experience, but being a junior, he's getting playoff experience now. And I always got to throw a trivia question, but who's the last quarterback up here to start 2 years in a row? We've been having senior. But I've got one in mind, and I might not be correct, but I'm going to give you the trivia question on it.
I'm not positive of that. I don't know if Matt Shaver did or not, but 2nd down and 6. There's Medley, and he'll get to the 10. That's all. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, I know one that started a couple of years in a row, and not only did he start, but they won the state championship 2 years in a row when he quarterbacked, and I wonder if you might know who that might be. A name from the past. A Salem name from the past.
2 straight on that one, and of course I know they've had Andy Mullins.
There you go, big boy. You rang the bell.
They've had Christian. They've had a lot of good quarterbacks, and it's like I say, they've done the job. 3rd down, they're looking to throw, and caught over there by Zach Houchins, and Houchins will get the first down. So Zach Houchins getting a chance to carry the football, and it is to the 3-yard line. It's first down, goal to go. This drive has taken up almost half of this third quarter. And the Spartans again knocking at the door. First and goal at the 3. As they snap this, will be inside of 6 minutes left in the quarter. There goes a handoff and a fumble, and just like that, it is recovered by the Bassett Bengals. They were able to come up with that football. It was jarred loose, And it will be 1st and 10 for Bassett now with getting that ball back. That's the good news. The bad news is they have the football back inside the 2-yard line.
You're right there. They got a break. It's what they've been needing the whole game. They hadn't had one, so they needed that. And they need to have a little drive of themselves just to eat up some of this clock too.
Get some pride back as well. That drive took over 6 minutes because we're down to the 5:54 mark and the clock continuing to run here. Score is 34-0 as we've down to the 5.5-minute mark remaining in this third quarter. And certainly one of the good things to happen for Bassett recovering that fumble. There is the pitch out. It goes wide, and Schweizer stopped him at first, and then Pritchett finished him off. They'll get some positive yardage. They're still going to need about 5 for the first down. Speaking of trivia, who was a quarterback there at Bassett? Was he not? Went on and had a couple good years for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
How about Maurice DeShazo?
Excellent. Exactly right. Maurice DeShazo. He's another one of those guys for the Bassett Bengals. Of course, that whole Henry County area down there, South Side, has produced so many great athletes. Here's Rashawn Woods, throws it up and incomplete. He was looking out there for Vershawn Norman. Barnett was on the coverage, and that's going to make it 4th down. And let's see, Dante Harvey's going back for the return. And the punter, James Turner's going to have to punt this one away. Seth Fisher will be at the 35, and back at the 45, both in Bassett territory, is Dante Harvey. This one will come down, be taken by Harvey on the run. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. He's to the 18, to the 17-yard line. And Rashawn Boo Woods had to knock him down along with O'Shane Valentine, but give him a great return, and this one will be marked at the 18-yard line.
Well, that punt was marked for return because, number one, it was a bad snap. It floated back there. It was high. So the punter gets a little more anxiety like he did last time, and he hit that one and he kicked the line drive, and Harvey caught it on the run. And it's bad enough when he catches him standing still, but when he catches him on the run, that's bad news.
That it is. There will be the handoff. That's Coles. Coles gets inside the 15 down to about the 14. Again, that defense converging on him. Reagan was one of those. Paris Reagan was there. And that will be a gain of, we'll call it 4, 2nd and 6. They're down to 4 minutes, and with the exception of those 3 plays and the punt, this entire third quarter has been held on to by the Salem Spartans. There's running touchdown. Guess who? Zach Halchins.
You know, there is a fullback at Salem, and he does get that opportunity, and I'm telling you what a terrific hole that line opened up. And boy, Zach, when he got through there, he made a great cut and took it to the promised land. And let's take a look at his class.
He's only a sophomore.
Hey, weighs in at 219 as a sophomore, 5'10". That's a perfect type fullback.
This is Shelton, I believe, on the extra point. This time he's just getting his first chance, and that now makes it 41-0. So Chris Shelton makes it 41-0 in favor of the Salem Spartans, and we'll be back with the remainder of the third quarter right after this. Okay. back here at Salem Stadium. Zach Houchins with a touchdown and Chris Shelton with the extra point. Shelton, we got to give him credit. He's had 2 PATs. He missed the one. And, of course, Robert Powell had the other ones. It's 41-0. And 3:52 remaining in this third quarter. Shelton will also kick this one off. But tell you what, this is one of those things when you see a game 41-0 and you see all of the positives that the Spartans have had. Like you say, they were a little upset after that loss last week to the Pulaski County Cougars. Here's a return, and he slips and falls down at the 26-yard line. That was returned by O'Shane Valentine. And now you will see as you look up there, Don, the clock is running. So it will they will start once this play starts. They'll keep it running unless there's a timeout.
42. It's only 41.
Yeah, I thought it was 35, but maybe you're right. We'll see after this particular play.
We aren't very well informed to be up here talking about things that we don't know what we're talking about. How about that?
Ah, gee. Well, there goes a carry. Of course, this is going to run anyway. That time they went straight ahead. That carry was taken by Kevin Raines, and Raines will gain yardage out to around the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the first down. Clock continuing to run here as we're down inside of 3 minutes left in this third quarter, and needless to say, a fast-moving third quarter. Raines goes in motion. Boo Woods back to pass, looks, throws, and caught, and got the first down. That was caught over there by Todd Draper, and Draper got the first down. And I think my question has been answered because he was knocked out of bounds, but the clock is running.
Boo Woods threw that pass with a lot of authority, and he just didn't. We saw one in the first half where he really had the zip on, but that was thrown well. And again, one game is not going to take away from his ability of the things that he's done and accomplished at Bassett. He's been just a thorn in so many teams' sides.
There goes Woods. Woods carries it, gains some good yardage as he's knocked out at the 47, 48-yard line. That'll be some positive yardage.
I'm taking a look, Dave, at this Salem roster just to see who's waiting in the wings. We said that Hickman, of course, is back next year, and I see a name that's very familiar in their area. Besides Derek Hickman, of course, is a 10th grader by the name of Adam McGarl. And that McGarl family, you had Big Irv McGarl, his grandfather, who played at Jefferson, and Irv's son played at Northside. So now we got a McGarl coming along at Salem as a quarterback.
That's right. In fact, I think he was the starter at quarterback for the JV team, so he's going to get a chance to play a lot of football. And the ball carried over the 35 to the 34-yard line, or 44, I'm sorry. 1:15 and counting left here. The Spartans well in control, but the Bassett Bengals trying to get something going here. In motion they come. That's Valentine. Here's Woods again, and Woods will gain positive yardage to about the 35. Still be a little shy of a first down. And we're inside of a minute remaining in this third quarter. And as I say, this has been a rapidly moving third quarter. And the Spartans trying to hold this Bassett team at a shutout. At the quarterback controls, Boo Woods with a 2nd and about 2.5 for the first down. There goes Raines in motion, and there's a penalty marker will come down, and we'll see what this is. The ball, Woods got it, and it will be illegal procedure, so that'll cost them 5. Clock at the 18-second mark, and they'll mark off 5 yards, and instead of 2nd and about 2.5, we're going to have 2nd and a long 7. and the clock will start running again, so they may not get a playoff before the end of this third quarter.
You know, we talked about the fact that basketball season's right around the corner. Of course, Salem still very much has their mind on football. But for the Bengals, again, these kids have got one more quarter of football to play, and those who do play basketball want to get through unscathed.
You got that right, and so does our coach. Well, a third quarter is complete here, and the Salem High Spartans lead this one by a 41-0 margin, and we will be back with the fourth quarter right after this. Okay, buddy. Back we are here, and you know, I guess while we're at it, Don, something we ought to mention since we're here at Salem and right across the way, the Salem baseball field, but new name for the Salem Minor League Ball Club. It'll be the Salem Red Sox.
If Boston is at Bo Sox, do you think Salem will be called the Say Sox?
Or the Saw Sox, or the Sal Sox. I don't know. My gosh. All right, 2nd down and 7 here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you one thing that it's done. It's brought a lot more excitement to the Valley just being associated with the winner, and the Red Sox are definitely winners. And quite an article in the Roanoke Times today regarding the new situation and the manager and all of that. But you know, it's a lot of baseball fans in Salem, and I think they're really looking forward to this affiliation. And of course, we know the city of Salem, and that they'll do everything to make them as welcome as possible and keep them happy.
Already have made them. That was a completion, by the way, to Todd Draper.
You know, interesting thing I heard on the way over here tonight, and they were talking about maybe making that left field home run line there look like the Green Monster at Boston.
That would be fun. I tell you what, there is a short gain. That'll be a gain of about a yard.
I like the fact that the representative from the Red Sox said, we're not going to be bunting the ball in the first or second inning. We're going to score runs.
Well, that'll make folks happy as well. By the way, that last defensive stop was by Trevor Stump. We need to get you some of these youngsters that are getting a chance to play for the Spartans. There's Boo Woods. Woods breaks a tackle and goes inside the 20 down to the 18. Converged there by Schweizer and Stephen Barnett, but that'll be enough for a first down as we hit the 10.5 mark and counting left in this football game, and the Spartans well in control. They'll take on Pulaski, who was well in control, next week as they move toward the regional final. So Boo Woods getting a lot of opportunity here running the ball. He carries it, drives it inside the 15 down to about the 12 or 13-yard line. First guy to hit him there was Anthony Tolliver. And Tolliver, along with Phillip Hughes, drop him. It will be a gain of about 6 on the play, make it 2nd and 4.
How many regulars do you think Salem has on the field right now, regular defensive players?
Right now, other than, Stephen Barnett's out there, but that's about it. Schweizer was in there a while back. I'm not sure if he's still there, but there's a nice defensive play there. That's Anthony Tolliver and also Christian Hedden.
And those first unit guys that are on the sideline right now are yelling out to those guys now in the field a lot of encouragement because they take pride in that defense and they got a chance for a goose egg, and they're letting those guys know it. Come hard, play hard. We don't want to be scored on.
Well, that's exactly right, and Tolliver and Hedden were able to drop him for a loss back to the 15. It's 3rd and about 7 for the first down. There's Boo Woods. Woods is throwing in the end zone and incomplete. Good coverage back there by Barnett and also number 85, Alex Shepard. And it goes incomplete, so Shepard getting a chance as well. This will make it 4th down.
Yeah, and the guys on the sideline are saying one more down. But the other thing about it is Boo Woods is quite an athlete, and if he gets that ball in his hands coming to this right side with some kind of an option, watch out.
That's right. He's as we say, he has passed and run for over 1,000 yards. So that is a very impressive statistic for this young man who's had such a great career at Bassett. Here he is. He's going to throw it in the end zone, and it's intercepted. He threw it up there, and that ball is intercepted. That was Anthony Tolliver with the interception. Tolliver, who, of course, is also a wide receiver, takes that one, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. So watch right here as Tolliver gets the interception.
Perfect position by Tolliver, and he knew they more than likely had to throw the ball. But now there's a name if you start into, watch out, because there are a lot of Tollivers around this area also.
There certainly are. And Anthony, of course, we saw him. He scored a touchdown in the game we did with Salem and Fleming. This time he does it defensively, and now we've got a new quarterback in there, and it is Adam McGarrell. So McGarrell's getting a chance. There's a handoff, and look at that, breaking a couple of tackles. That's Medley again. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Again, it doesn't matter. We're down to 7 minutes and counting left in this game.
Well, don't you know this is a thrill for Adam McGarrell, who quarterbacked a fine JV team. All of a sudden, he's in a playoff game, and he's a sophomore. And I'm sure that he takes great pride, but there are a lot of other youngsters on that field, and it's just great that Coach McIntyre can get these guys in there and just give them a shot at what it's all about. And all that does is build even more enthusiasm for the program in the future years, and that's what it's all about.
That it is. Well, McGarrell will hand it off. That's Houchins again. Houchins gets back to that line of scrimmage at the 20. Again, it doesn't really matter. The Spartans right now, they're so much in control. And that will be a gain of a short half yard and put it back to the line of scrimmage of the 20. And it's 3rd down and 10.
Dave, I got a question here for you. Just looking over some of these brackets here. Is Amherst Division 4, have they won the state champion 2 years in a row?
Yes, they have. They have. They're Division 4.
I was just looking here, obviously Salem and Pulaski will probably meet next week, but after that there's a good chance with that other bracket that they might be ending up playing Amherst again.
No, that's true, because you've got Amherst, or it could be you've got a couple of those other teams from Harrisonburg and that area as well.
You got Harrisonburg and Amherst playing tonight, and Jefferson Forest and Turner Ashby playing up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jefferson Forest, speaking of them, which we had a chance to do them earlier in the year, Don Rice has done a good job. They have lost 3 games to the 3 top teams in the state. The number 1 ranked Brookville Bees, the number 2 ranked Pulaski County Cougars, and the number 3 ranked Amherst Lancers. The other 7 they've won. So they've done quite a job. And in fact, Pulaski nipped them 10-7 at Forest.
If I remember correctly, as I reflect back over the season, it seems as if Amherst lost the first game of the year to Brookville and haven't lost since. Is that right?
That's right. They lost that, and they've won 9 in a row. As I say, there's a lot of good football teams that are going to still be alive after this week in all the various classifications.
Salem's got a little problem there, and so oftentimes this happens when you use subs. But you say get the punting team out there. Well, the punting team is probably the regular team, and the reserves on the field now. So I'm sure they've got backups there. But in all the excitement sometimes of being out there, sometimes you forget to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Well, that's the case, and we'll come back with this punt with a score 41-0 in favor of the Salem High Spartans. We're back right after this. Okay. Well, as we see the fans, we get a punt off and a fair catch taken back at the 47. That was the first punt of the night. It's done by the punter Jackson Bradley. And so with 4:20 and counting left in this game, the Bengals will have a first down, and they'll mark it at the 47-yard line.
I guess the excitement is building, and it will build. And there's nothing like a high school football night between when you get Pulaski and Salem together, when both of them have good teams. And from the days of Coach Joel Hicks and Coach Willis White, that held to be true. And of course, right now with Coach Jack Turner and Coach Magenbauer, I mean, it's really it continues.
That's for sure.
And you can rest assured that two interested bystanders at next week's game will be Coach White
and Coach Hicks. You're right. Well, that time it was a gain by Woods of almost 9. Matt Siska was able to drop him down. It's 2nd and 1. And there will be Woods again, and Woods is gaining a lot of yardage. First guy missed him. That was Alex Joyner. But then he was met and knocked down by Kenneth Ruben Goya, and it will be a ball resting inside the 35 at the 34. As we say, that clock is continuing to run as we're inside of 3 minutes.
And let me tell you an interesting statistic about Woods. It doesn't deal so much with the yardage gain or passes completed, but I didn't have any idea, but he weighs 201. That's a pretty good size for a quarterback, and he's got good quickness. And I don't know what his future plans are, but he's playing his last football game tonight.
That he is. He's going to throw one up long, looking, and in and out of the hands. It hit the ground. O'Shane Valentine was trying to get him to call it, but it went incomplete. Good coverage back there by Alex Joyner and company, and that'll make it now a 2nd and 10.
Shane made a real full sales presentation that time to the official, and the official said, no order, just like last week. You're turned down.
It was. He said as it was, it had hit the ground, so it's incomplete. This will now make it a 2nd and 10 for the Bengals with the football at the 35-yard line. Remember, they had gotten deep the last time and then had that interception. Here's Boo Woods, and he's hit. The ball pops loose, and I think Bassett fell back on it. But that was some great penetration in there. Looked like Kenneth Ruben Goya was in there.
Number
Philip
9.
Hughes was in there.
Hey, he saw that ball lying on the ground, Philip Hughes did, and I'm telling you, I could see his eyes from here. They were as big as saucers, and he wanted to just pick that thing up and take it the other way, and he wouldn't have slept for 3 nights had he done so.
Well, he wasn't able to get it, so now it's 3rd down, and it's 16 for the first down. There's the snap. Woods throws and caught over there and knocked down as they were able to get that once again to Todd Draper. Alex Shepard made the defensive stop. Joyner also over there. And that makes it now a 4th down and short. Clock continuing to run here as we hit the 42nd mark. There's a pass thrown and complete, and they will get the first down as they were able once again to get it to Draper and making the defensive play, Alex Joyner. Down to the final 20 seconds, and Boo Woods trying to get his offense in gear here because they'd like to get something out of this to end the season on a positive note. Back to pass, looks, throws, and dropped. In and out of the hands of O'Shane Valentine. And that will be the end of this football game as that was the final play. Boo Woods firing it. and Valentine unable to hold on, and that will end the game here 41-0 in favor of the Salem Spartans. And we will be back to wrap things up right after we take this commercial timeout. Okay, Clint, I'll just come back, wrap it up real quick, and that'll be it. Now back as we see the two teams shaking hands, and the Salem Spartans will move on with a 9-2 record. The Bassett Bengals end at 7-4. This one was a situation where early on the Spartans able to score and score fairly quickly, and after that they continued to move along. Kirk Coles with some fine running, the tremendous play of Dante Harvey, and just outstanding play defensively by the Salem Spartans as they were able to stop Boo Woods in this Bassett offense en route to the victory. So the final score, the Salem High Spartans, as we say, scored early and often and wrap up this regional football victory. So for Don Lee and the stat man, Jerry Caldwell, this is Dave Ross signing off from Salem Stadium, Willis Whitefield, 41-0. The Spartans move on, and we'll see you again next week. Okay, buddy.